You will see that there are already 3 employee types set up for you: administrator, employee, and manager. To see what permissions each one has, click Edit Set Permissions for Employee. Here you will see what access is granted to the employee role. You will see that the employee has no access to the back office, so they cannot access anything in the back office company cloud. We have given you the ability to refine the limitations of what the employee role can be by letting you pick what functions you want to allow or not allow. For the manager role, you can see that they have all the front-end permissions and only certain back-office permissions. They can work with inventory, but cannot view the dashboard or change any settings or access customer or accounting information. You can also create your own custom employee type. For example, let's create an employee type for a warehouse employee. This person only needs inventory access, such as orders and transfers and labels, so they will not need access to the storefront, but only access to location, storage, and inventory functions. Let's create this role. First, click Add Role. Let's call it Warehouse. Now we can define the permissions for this role. We will give access to the locations and the storage. We will also give permissions in inventory for catalog, orders, transfers, and shipments. They might need to print labels as well, so let's add that. We select only those features for this employee type. Click Save when done. Let's look at the Employee screen. Click Employee, then Manage Employees. The Employee screen has several features. As your employee list grows, it is helpful to find them by filtering out only the ones you need to see by status, role, or group. You may also export the employee records by clicking Export. The file will download a CSV file, which you can open in an Excel spreadsheet if needed. You can also quickly search for employees by typing their name, and matching employees will appear below. The column button lets you customize what you see when the employees are displayed. You can add or remove columns based upon what you want to see displayed on the screen. Let's add a new employee. Click Add User. Here you add the login name they will use to access the POS. The display name will show on the screen and receipts. Enter a password for them to log in. They may change their password once they log in the storefront by going to the My World screen. By default, the new employee is marked as active. If you wish to deny access to the user, uncheck the active box and click Save. Employee records cannot be deleted or removed. Creation of salary groups is discussed in another module, so we will skip this for now until we have created the salary groups. Assign the employee type so they can access the proper functions. If you choose to make them a manager, they can perform additional tasks on the storefront, such as authorize refunds and enable them to sell below minimum price. Fill in all the employee information. This is optional, but is helpful for having all your employee information in one place. The only requirement for employee is the information on the left side of your screen. If you use the date fields, the date is entered from the pop-up calendar, or you can enter it directly as year, month, and day. When you have added all your employee information, click Save. Some things to remember are to ensure that you give the proper permissions. Not selecting permissions will not allow the user to log into the system. This concludes the Employee Setup module.